This is the Game 11 press conference featuring the James Madison Dukes. We're joined by student athletes Sarah Dubas and Odyssey Alexander. Questions for our student athletes. We'll begin with James Tail.
Hey, Odyssey, first, this is a question for both of you, but Odyssey, talk about facing Oklahoma for a second time and what that was like for you. What did you see a different team? Did you approach it differently? And Sarah, you've had a great offensive series. What is it about what you're doing at the plate and things you have going on?
Oklahoma does have a tough offense. Facing them twice, I knew it was going to be hard. I knew they were going to put balls in play, and they kind of just strung their hits together more than we did.
Sarah?
I think it was a good opportunity for us there. We got to see the same pitcher, and I think we did a pretty good job making adjustments and getting runners on base just as they did, but they just capitalized more when runners were in scoring position, and we did not. We didn't get those runners to home plate.
Christopher Heidel.
Hey, ladies, sorry for the tough loss this afternoon. You guys have been in this position before because last weekend you were up against the wall against Missouri. What did you learn from that game last week to get you ready for tonight's game and the rematch?
Start with Sarah, please.
I think that whenever we came back in that third game in the Missouri series, it just showed us that we have the fight and the drive to keep pushing ourselves and to win the third game, and so I think we're going to take that through to this series as well.
Odyssey.
Yes, I think just staying within ourselves and just playing JMU softball and bouncing back.
Ashley Coleman.
All right, this question is for Odyssey. It was obvious that you suffered an injury to your foot, but you continued to play and pitch. Take us through your mindset, the mentality that you had at that moment of that injury and having to go back out there and continue.
Just keep pushing, blood, sweat, and tears, and I was going to keep, pitching for my teammates.
Dave Thomas.
Ladies, despite it was a 3-run loss, do you feel like maybe there was just a play or two away that you couldn't convert? Sarah, you touched on not being able to move runners around, but did it seem like maybe a closer game than really what the final score was?
Start with Sarah, please.
Yeah, I definitely think it was pretty even. Like I said before, I think they just did a better job of scoring the runners when they had them on base, and we were not able to just string our hits together. We were pretty even there, but we just could not string them together.
Odyssey.
Exactly what she said. I mean, I feel like everyone, did their best today, but, they strung their hits together better than we did.
PJ.
I have two questions, one for Odyssey, one for Sarah. Odyssey, I'll start with you. How you feeling? Are you ready to take the ball again tonight? Are you ready to go back in the circle tonight if Coach asks you to?
Of course. I'll do whatever I can to put this team on my back and help us win.
And Sarah, what about this team gives you guys the ability to bounce back like you've done throughout the season, and even in the postseason when you've had things maybe not go your way, even within games you're able to bounce back? What is that? Is that something this team has just kind of built over the years? Just describe that a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of been in the years coming because I think that this year we're all just very close and we're really good friends, and like the smiles and the laughter you see on the field I think are very genuine, and so I think that helps us just stay together during these tough games and come back fighting in the next one.
All right, Sarah, Odyssey, thank you very much for your time. We'll see you later tonight.
Thank you.
Joined now by head coach Lauren Laporte. We'll begin with James Tail.
Coach, this will be interesting. You teams have split now the two games. You've used your same pitcher twice. I know you're not going to give us the idea of what you're going to do. I don't want, but talk about who's on your staff outside of Odyssey that you can go with, because you've got talent in the circle.
Yeah, I think with this team, when Cece was out in the middle of the year with an injury, we had two pitchers really step up for us, Alyssa Humphrey and Alexis Bermudez. They all have great numbers. I think just right now with, the way Cece's pitching, we were going to go with her. And like I said, we'll go back and game plan a little bit. I don't know, what we're going to do quite yet, but you'll know in about 3 hours.
Dave Thomas.
Coach, you're accustomed to playing double hitters, usually 30 to 40 minutes in between. How is this going to be different for you now that you've got a lengthier time period, but yet you still got to stay close to game mode?
Yeah, we're going to go back in the locker room and sit down and stretch out and eat some lunch and just kind of decompress a little bit. I kind of like that we can have that kind of downtime and our adrenaline and our energy can go down and then, get it back up in another hour or so. But I think it's good for our team just to be together and laugh again. And like they said, they'll bounce back.
Ronald Smith.
Yes, this is Ronald E. Smith. Coach, we did see during the game that Odyssey did get hit by the pitch. So while you watching, did you see any change in her? Do you see that affect her in any way during the game?
Not really. I mean, we talked a lot. I asked her if she wanted a runner, and she does not like to be taken off the base path. It hurts, but I don't feel like that it changed anything with her pitching. I feel like she did a really good job, and like both of them said, they got on base and they were able to get timely hits, and I felt like we did the same thing. I mean, we out-hit them, and we just weren't able to get that big hit to score those runs. And I think the team knows that, and we're going to get right back at it.
TJ.
Coach, what's the message to the team? I don't know if you've talked to them yet or not, but what's the message as you get ready for this game that's obviously, it's a do-or-die situation?
Honestly, I was so happy with that effort in that game. I feel like we were right in it the entire time. And it's just like it goes back to when we were at Missouri. They won that battle, but the war's not over. So that kind of same mindset that we had when we dropped game 2 at Missouri, just bouncing back, staying together, and playing with nothing to lose.
Any other questions? Ronald Smith.
Yeah, I couldn't forget about talking about Sarah and just during that moment when you guys were down 3-0. That was a moment that really electrified your team to really show again their gutsy. So just talk about that moment when it happened.
Sarah, honestly, all year has been our most clutch hitter. And I think Kate did a really good job at drawing the walk there and not trying to hit balls outside of the zone. So really happy that she was able to pass the bat to Sarah. But Sarah's just so clutch. She's so composed, and she loves that moment. And she always does really good for us in those moments. So super proud of her. And, hopefully we're going to have some more in a couple hours.
Chris Friedel.
Hey, Coach, sorry for the tough loss this afternoon. When did you know you have a special team? When did you know you had a special team this season?
I think this year has been extremely hard for this entire team. And we have a lot of seniors, as you can tell, and, with COVID and some things that went on, and we had some injuries. I think when Odyssey got back from her injury, it was just one of those things. She got back in a conference series, and both her and Alyssa, they were throwing lights out, and you could just kind of see our team start believing, oh my gosh, this is something special here. They were throwing no hitters and perfect games, and our offense was just coming alive 1 through 9. And I think it was kind of that end of the year when I think just the team just realized what they had and what we all had, and they've just been full force ever since.
All right, last one for Coach Matt Eisenberg.
Coach Matt Eisenberg, ESPN. On Madison's ground rule double in the third inning, did the umpires explain the ground rules there and just explain afterward they put seemed to put some kind of a pool noodle or PVC pipe underneath the left field fence? What was your reaction to that?
Yeah, it's kind of a shame because I was going to send Logan. I was hoping it was going to bounce off the fence a little funky so I could get her to the plate. But it is a shame that there's gaps in the field where that could happen. But we play on fields like that all the time. It is what it is. You can't do anything about it. When the ball gets stuck under and you can't make a play, then it's really nobody's fault. But it'd be nice to have that gap closed up.
Coach Laporte, thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you later tonight.
Thank you.